All right, there I am, and a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. Late evening here, just approaching midnight in Las Vegas. We're ready for night moves here. What a card! I've had to get the card ready here all the way up until the final moments. So many great games. Which ones to choose from here? Which ones to preview here today? I want to hear from you in the chat. Wow. And not to mention what a spectacular Friday night we had. Late night action in college basketball. In case you missed it, Arizona got that win late over UCLA, 69-65. UCLA led by 8 with 7 minutes to play, but Arizona, they're 4-0 with wins over Florida and UCLA now, and a good start there for Arizona. I think they got the money there as a 4-point favorite there, or a 4-point win there in that game, and they brought it home there late last night. One of the late games here, they ended up as a 1.5-point favorite against the Bruins. Get that win there. Yeah, did we have them here on night moves? I think we did. There, Arizona. Last night on the show. Another one late night just ended a short time ago with Gonzaga. Graham Ike, 20 points, 9 rebounds, and Gonzaga won over Arizona State, but Arizona State gets the money in and under there in that one. So, Hurley, God, can this guy just stop whining there a little bit? There's no doubt why they were Gonzaga 27 of 35 at the foul line, and Arizona State was 13 of 23. I mean, if you're going to keep complaining, they're not going to give any calls, man. Hurley's act is tired there. Central Florida over Texas A&M last night, 86-74, and that one is Central Florida got the win there. Michigan over TCU, 67-63. TCU led by 6 with 11 and a half minutes left to play. In that one, Wolverines are 3-0 with a couple of close wins. Colorado rocked Providence. We had the over on night moves last night, 97-88. Colorado 58-50 in the second half, and the Buffaloes have quite the bench. They're outscored Colorado's bench 45-20. One more late night. Washington State loses at Washington, Washington gets the win at Washington State and gets the money there last night in and under with the Huskies there. Their bench outscored their starters there, but Washington got the win. Another goofy, you got Arizona and UCLA, Washington and Washington State. These are non-conference games. Can you believe it? The era we're in. Georgia over Georgia Tech, 92-87, as the Dogs were 13 of 44 from the foul line. Georgia Tech just 17 of 28. So Wilkinson looked good in that one, 18 points in 24 minutes off the bench. College football quickly last night. We got a lot to cover, so I'm not going to go over too many of the games here, but big ones here with Clemson over Louisville, 20-19. Clemson drove 56 yards and had the game-winning touchdown with 7:15 to go. Louisville missed a 46-yard field goal, and Clemson wins it. Also, Oregon rocked here. Minnesota 42-33. Yeah, we had the winner there on night moves last night with the over in that one as Oregon rocked. More, by the way, 27 of 30 for 306 yards and 2 touchdowns as the Ducks outgained Minnesota 500-200 in that one. So quickly, we'll keep going. We're just going to get right into the show, but a couple NBA notes here from last night. You guys I see you talking Curry in the chat. How about it with Steph? 49 points, 9 of 17 from 3. The Warriors get the win and the money there last night in a 109-108 win there in that one. Knicks rocked the Heat. We did have the over on night moves last night as Cat had 39 and Landry Shamet 36 for the Knicks. Rockets over the Blazers. They've won 8 of 9. We had last night the over in that one in the 140-116 win for Houston. They covered. Lakers rocked the Pelicans, and another win. We had the Lakers laying those points last night. They're 9-4 with no LeBron. He's starting to get ready. Here comes LeBron. Haters unite. Also, Clippers the late game here. Clippers 133-127. Clippers get it done there in overtime, double overtime actually. Harden 41 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists for a triple dub there. So that's a quick recap for Dave for sure. With we got to get into the action here to see Mr. Wester's talking about Curry here. He's still got it. We're going to be here. Hopefully we get this done in maybe 90 minutes. I'm going to talk real fast. That's what I'm going to do. I think it's 6-7, Mr. Palachi, not 7-6 here. And no, I'm a Pepsi guy, Timmy Tusha. It's probably my downfall here right now. Hawaii game late there last night. Don't forget Hawaii. Not to mention, right, with the Rainbows there late in the game last night against their late matchup. They're just ended a short time ago with 86-56 as they rocked Manhattan in an under there last night. All right, you guys, great job in the chat. And Kenny Moe, hello. Thank you for joining us. Let's get right to the show. We don't have time to waste. Let's get it going here with college. Where to start? College football. And hopefully I'll pick some of the best games here today for us anyway. And let's get going and go here down the schedule with our games. Man, here we go with, first off, I'm going to cover Arizona and Cincinnati here. We're going to cover a little bit also of the standings in each conference. You have Cincinnati here, 5-1 coming in, so pretty big game for them. Yeah, Arizona hanging out at 3-3, but still will be a formidable opponent here in this one with Cincinnati at home, favored by 6, and the total here is 56. Arizona right now comes in here 1-5 as a road dog under Brennan. They're just 5-11 against the spread. Their last 16 conference games, 8-13 against the spread, coming in off of a win. Cincinnati's won 7 of their last 8 coming into this one. Also 5-1 straight up and 4-2, as we said, in a conference play against the spread this season. They've gone over in 5 of their last 7 here overall. These two teams haven't met in 20 years. So I will say this right now, Big 12 home favorites are 22-12 against the spread in conference games so far. A distinct advantage for these home teams right now. But I'm going to take the under in this one with Arizona and Cincinnati here at 56.5. I'm going to try the under in this big game here. Some defense is what I'm going to say happens in this one, and I'm going to take under with Arizona and Cincinnati here to get the show started on Night Moves here for a Saturday with this big card ready to go here for the action. Oh, let me see if you guys have anything in the chat. Hello to Greg. Okay, free indeed is Greg. I'll try to remember that. Yeah, Greg, I don't know why the handles are all kind of messed up over. I don't want to say messed up, but they have YouTube made some changes, and for newer shows, I think, or something like that, I think they kind of go to your handle a little bit. So I'll try to remember, Greg, on that. Sorry about that, man. All right, Timmy Tushu. Cincinnati. Oh, yeah, we're going against each other here. That's fine. That's fine. I think, look, Arizona's gone. What can you say about it, Timmy? Arizona's gone over in 6 straight on the road. Arizona and Cincinnati's gone over in 6 of their last 8. Arizona over in 4 of their last 6. So I see where you're coming from here. I'm kind of going on the eye test myself here with this one, and the fact that at 56, I'm gonna go under here with Arizona and Cincinnati. All right. I'm going to keep it moving here right now and keep it going here. And man, the ACC has been is shaping up to be a wild finish here, isn't it? And you got Notre Dame and Pittsburgh here, with Pittsburgh coming in this one right now. I'd say ACC, but I definitely want to cover Notre Dame, but we'll talk conference games too, but do want to include this one. Pittsburgh is up there in the conference standings anyway, and I alluded to the standings here a little bit, but still Notre Dame here on the road. Not a basketball game here, obviously, but a 12-point favorite here against the Pittsburgh Panthers in this one, with Notre Dame coming in here. Look, it's been real strong here at this point for the Irish, and I think might be just a little bit too light here actually on the spread, and I'd probably look to take it here and maybe cover this one. And also with Notre Dame here, 12-point favorite in the total at 54. I do think it allows here some opportunity for Notre Dame to prove how strong they really are defensively right now. And against a team like Pittsburgh, I think Pittsburgh actually could have some problems here. Yeah, Pittsburgh has been hot with this 5-game winning streak coming in here, but also they've covered all 5, but Notre Dame's on a 7-game winning streak. They've won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams overall. Notre Dame's still been covering some spreads, pretty good dating back to last season right now. In fact, 14-6 ATS in their last 20. Notre Dame's gone under in 4 of their last 5. Pittsburgh's gone over in 8 of their last 11, dating back to last season. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. I'm going to take Notre Dame, though, to rock Pittsburgh here. I think they could beat them by 2 touchdowns, actually, and I'm taking Notre Dame to keep it going here right now and win this one over Pittsburgh on Saturday. All right, and Greg says he's going with the Pitt, though. Too many points for Notre Dame to cover here. And Timmy said, "Yeah, I'm going with Pitt." All right, you guys, that's all right. We usually agree here. All right. Here's what I meant, though, right now with our conference standings anyway. A very important game here with Virginia coming in 5-1. Duke is 4-1. So important game here right now. Virginia's 8-2 overall, ranked 19th. Duke is 5-4. Virginia had their winning streak snapped last game by Wake. Remember, in that upset 19-16, Virginia was at home and lost it. Duke, meanwhile, comes off that tough loss to Connecticut, 37-34, non-conference game, but maybe there was a little bit of a look ahead to this one. They were also coming off the win over Clemson, so that Connecticut game ended up being a little bit of a sandwich. UVA is 6-4 against the spread this season. Duke is just 1-3 against the spread at home. Coming into this one, Virginia's 2 losses were by 4 and 7 points, but they've won 7 of their last 8 right now. Morris's status here is the biggest question for Virginia here, but last we heard, let me get the official update here. For the UVA quarterback, I believe it was still going to be some positive news here. Let me see if I can get that here. I don't want to keep you guys too long, but this is an important one. And Morris here comes in probable in this game, and Duke is very, very healthy here, actually, but I do have some struggles here. Virginia is actually 3-1 straight up on the road. Virginia did not play last year, but Virginia won the previous year's meeting 30-27. Virginia's been a terrific cover for sure. 17-9 against the spread under Coach Elliott. 10-5 against the spread as a road dog. 19-11 against the spread in conference games. Duke here 11-6. The last 17 as a road dog, but Diaz is. I'm sorry. Let me get this straight. Diaz 9-14 against the spread as a home favorite. But Duke 19-10 against the spread in conference games, 10-5 against the spread, coming in off of a loss. Duke is 6-2 to the over in their games against one AA competition this season. For the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Virginia's won 8 of the last 9 in this series, although they've split their last 4 trips into Duke. There was a couple years where Virginia was playing, I think, back-to-back at home there for 3 meetings in a row or so. ACC home favorites, 12-18 against the spread in conference games this season. I'm going over here with Virginia and Duke on Saturday. All right, and Timmy Chushu is with me in this one, and there is Jerry. He's got North Carolina today, Virginia in the points for Timmy. All right, great job, you guys. Let's keep it rolling here. I've got about, I think, 10 football games I think I'm trying to cover here today. And like I said, a lot of games, so forgive me if I'm a little bit brief on some of them here. But Iowa's coming into the Coliseum to take on the USC Trojans. USC is favored here in this one by 6.5. USC comes in under Coach Riley, 15-7 against the spread as a home favorite, although they're just 14-20 against the spread in conference games under Riley. USC's 1-3 to the under in their last 4 games coming in. These teams have not met since the pandemic, since before the pandemic. Right now for Iowa coming in, they are 8-4 against the spread. Their last 12 as a road underdog, 10-4, last 14 in conference against the spread. Iowa's also 9-4 against the spread. Their last 13 coming in off of a loss. We know Coach Ferentz is a moneymaker for sure, but I'm going to just stick to the total here in this one with Iowa and USC, and I'm actually going under here with Iowa and the Trojans here in this one at the Coliseum. USC, of course, does come in off of a couple of victories here over Nebraska, where they allowed just 17 points, and Northwestern, where they allowed just 17 points as well. And Iowa lost to Oregon, remember, at home, 18-16 in that last second there loss. But they did cover the spread. They're actually pretty hot covering the spread here. Iowa, one of the best spread teams in the country, 7-2 ATS, 3-0 ATS on the road. But USC is 4-1 ATS at home. USC is 4-1 to the over at home, but Iowa's 0-3 to the under as a dog, and I'm going to go with the under in this one. And Timmy says, I think he's agreeing with me here. He's going under, and maybe it'll be Iowa for Timmy Chushu, picking it up here with me as my partner tonight. And let's keep it rolling here right now with our next matchup between, oh, look at this one. We got Memphis at East Carolina. So, look, important one here as well. East Carolina's 4-1 in conference play. Memphis is 4-2. I know there was another game, but I think it was a little bit more one-sided involving the conference race there with South Florida as a 10.5 point favorite over Navy. But I didn't choose this one as maybe. I don't know. I think this one has a little bit more fan appeal to it as well with Memphis and East Carolina. So no disrespect to that other important game here in the AAC, but Memphis comes in here 8-2, and they're on the road here right now. They've actually gone just 2-2 after their 6-0 start at this time, but they've gone over in 5 of their last 7 games. Coming into this one, they've scored 32 points in 8 of their 10 games this season. This is only the 7th time Memphis has been a road underdog in the last, I think, 4 seasons, I want to say here. Under Silverfield, Memphis is 12-8 against the spread as an underdog. They have allowed some big yardage here, but this total is high to me here. East Carolina has scored plenty of points. I get that. Last 3 games they've won and scored 41, 45, and 48 points. But in this conference game here, I'm going to end up on the under between these two. Now, 3 of the last 4 meetings have gone over between these two. East Carolina's actually won 9 of the last 11 in this series. East Carolina 5-8 against the spread, last 13 off of a win here. I'm going to go under here in this one with Memphis and East Carolina in this one. Yeah, East Carolina, that win streak has been impressive here. The wins over Tulsa, Temple, and Charlotte, but they failed to cover in 2 of those when they were double-digit favorites here. As a single-digit favorite, though, maybe okay. It's just that Memphis is 8-2 against the spread, 4-1 against the spread on the road, 2-0 against the spread as an underdog. Meanwhile, ECU is kind of in their worst role. They're actually 2-3 ATS at home this season. I'm taking the under, though, in this one with Memphis and East Carolina. All right. I think Jimmy Choo likes the over, though. And Jerry says Iowa's going to be balling out. All right, let's go to the SEC now. That's when I change my voice into the big boy voice and talk about the best conference in the land. You got Alabama coming in here 6-0. It's a formidable foe with Oklahoma. They are 3-2 here right now. Alabama tied with A&M, of course, atop the conference lead. A&M's got a little bit easier call this week, but Alabama coming in here obviously now on that 8-game winning streak. They continue to roll here, and they are a 6-point favorite at home against the Sooners here, and the total 46.5 here in this one. For Bama here, bringing in Oklahoma seems like a relatively easy enough task when you're favored by 6, but I'm sure this one's going to be a lot tougher than that would say here. Still, Alabama under DeBoer, 9-2 against the spread as a favorite so far under their new coach. In his career, he's 20-12, so even out he's 11-10. But here at Alabama, it's been very, very strong. Alabama's 15-7 in their last 22 ATS in conference games. Here, Alabama's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. Sooners upset Alabama at home last year, 24-3. Oklahoma comes in here 7-2 right now, and 3-2, as I said, in conference play. They split their last 4 though after a 5-0 start, so things are getting a little bit tough in conference so far. Oklahoma is 6-2 to the under in their Division I games this season. I've got Alabama to roll. I don't think I'll go too much deeper into this one unless you want to here, but I'm taking Alabama to win this one and get it done here on Saturday in this big important game that they've got to have here. I'm going to take them and go ahead and lay the points in this one against OU with Alabama at home. Give me the Crimson Tide right now. We'll say Oklahoma 5-2 against the spread on the road in their last 7 opportunities here. They've gone under in 8 of 10. Alabama's gone under in 5 of 6. All right, Tide maybe to cover here, as Timmy kind of likes them here. Want to say hello to Uncle Papa Banny. He likes the under in this one. Thank you, Uncle Papa Banny. Kendrick Molo here says, give me the over and Bama in that one. Miller will run all over Iowa. Timmy Choo-Choo's not going to fade Alabama. And Kenny Mo, thank you. Oh, that's Kenny Mo. Yeah, see, I sorry, you guys, if I end up calling the wrong names with these handles there, but that's okay. I know who you are now. This one's going over. Hey, let's just keep it coming right now in the SEC with Texas taking on Georgia. Georgia's 6-1. Texas is 4-1. Yeah, they're a game behind in the loss column here, but still should be very, very important, especially for the, I guess, for the loser I was going to say maybe for the winner, but maybe for the loser, it's more significant here. So for Georgia, 6-point favorite here in this one, huh? As Texas comes in here having won 4 in a row and 7 of their last 8 right now. Texas a road underdog here for just the 6th time in 5 seasons. They're 1-4 against the spread in that role. That's a road underdog. Sark is also 18-24 last 42 conference games, 10-19 in his coaching career as a road underdog. For Georgia, not a great role here, 8-19 against the spread, last 27 as a favorite, but smart in his conference games in his career, still above 500. Dogs are just 8-19 against the spread, their last 28. Coming off of a win, Georgia, of course, beat Texas twice last year, 22-19 and 30-15, as Texas couldn't run the ball against Georgia at all, and they're not going to be able to this time as well. You're going to have to try to pass it with Manning. Georgia will be teeing off here, I think, and I've got Georgia to cover in this one. Win and cover for the Dogs over Texas in this one. All right, Timmy Two Shoes, though, does want the horns, and Uncle Papa Banny says go Dogs. Kenny Moe says, take Georgia. Well, no, let's see. Oh, he says his eye test, take Georgia, but he's a Horns fan. That's for Kenny Moe. All right. And I'm going to look at TCU and BYU here for one more, just to get a glimpse in here at the Big 12 here right now with the BYU 5-1 here. TCU poses a good challenge anyway at 3-3, but look at the spread here, and we do know we got to check the injury report, of course, coming into this one, but BYU just a 3-point favorite here, despite having a strong season here, but a few issues here coming in. The injuries are pretty notable in this one for BYU. Hagan, the wide receiver, is out in this one. So it's not as bad as I thought. I thought we do know that one player of BYU got in big trouble, but we'll just leave him out of it right now. No need to bring him up here making a stupid move like he did with that drunk driving arrest, and see what the ramifications are there. I'm not going to let that affect me here in this one. I'm taking BYU actually to rock in this one over TCU. Look, give TCU a lot of credit, and maybe BYU's had a little bit of stalling here. I don't want to say that even like that, because you got BYU here right now still 8-1 and 5-1 despite losing to Texas Tech last week. I think that's part of it. They look so bad there, 27-9, and they've given up a lot of yards here of late as well, an average of, I believe, almost 425 yards over the last 3 games coming in, and they are allowing 24.8 points in conference so far this season. TCU has also won the last 5 in the series, but this is their first trip to Provo in 16 years here right now. And again, these Big 12 home favorites continue to roll 22-12 against the spread so far. So I'm going to take BYU here minus 3 points for sure in this one. TCU has gone under in 5 of their last 7, but I don't know. I think we might see some points here in this one. TCU has proven they can score. They win when they score big, but they might need some extra push here in this one with BYU here. I'm going to take BYU. Okay, BYU here. And TCU basketball's too good. I'm going to preview some basketball here. In fact, unless you guys have something, that's really all I've lined up for the football action here on the show. I think those are some pretty hot games here today. If you have one, let me know right now and we'll move on. But, I wanted the games where, two teams, and we could have easily covered teams that are involved in their conference races here with teams like the Ohio State. Obviously, we could have went into and could have got into the Pac-12 in the Big Ten a little bit heavier here if you think about it, with the top of the standings as well. But again, just one-sided games, I think, for those. And we did cover, Oregon here already as well, and USC and Iowa are up there. So, okay, hopefully that's a good look. And we got to go right next to the NBA slate. We got a good moving show here, don't we? Wait till we get to the hockey. We're going to do every game, so get ready. It might be quick. All right, here we go with Grizzlies taking on the Cavs. In this one, Grizzlies come in 4-9. Cavs here 8-5. We'll have some teams that played in the Cup games last night, but I don't think these two did. They are coming in with some time off here right now. You got the Cavs have dropped their last game to Toronto, 126-113. Memphis, meanwhile, has lost 3 straight and failed coming into this one. You have Memphis here, 3-10 against the spread so far, but Cleveland isn't much better. They're 4-9 against the spread, 1-5 against the spread at home. Memphis is 0-5 against the spread on the road. Something's got to give when Memphis takes on Cleveland. Here, we're not going to make too much fun of Cleveland. I mean, at least they're 8-5 overall, but they're the definition of kind of overrated, right? They're winning games. They're winning okay. They haven't necessarily kicked it into Cleveland gear, if you know what I mean, or will they ever get going here? I don't want to say that. They're 8-5. Memphis comes in 4-9. It's obviously a game where, Cleveland should be expected to be the better team here. They are 5-2 in their last 7 straight up, even though they've been a failure against the spread. And here they are laying 11 again. I'm going to take the over in this one. Cleveland's 8-5 to the over this season. Memphis has been an under team. They've gone under in 7 of their last 9, but Cleveland's gone over in 6 straight. I'm going to go over with Memphis and Cleveland. You guys know what's been going on with some of these NBA point totals here. There were a couple unders last night, but there were several overs as well. I think the unders actually might have been 5-4 actually yesterday. All right, let's see here. Kenny Moses still probably got to take the Grizzlies here. I think. And hey, Nana Muscles here says take Cleveland minus the points. Mr. Wesker says maybe 11 is a lot. Maybe he has to take Cleveland here. And right, what are you going to do? You got a team in Memphis that can't cover. They're 0-8 against the spread as an underdog this season. At least Cleveland's 3-9 against the spread as a favorite. So I don't know what you want to do with that, but I'll just go with the over because I'm scared. Okay, the Thunder on the road taking on the Hornets. Man, how high can you go with the Thunder having won 4 in a row? Charlotte coming in here off of a loss to Milwaukee. It was Milwaukee's revenge after Charlotte had won at home 111-100, but Milwaukee won it last night in a cup game. Meanwhile, mind you, Oklahoma City comes in here with rest. But it was a cup game last night for the Hornets, and Milwaukee got that big cup win there. OKC, 12-1 against 12-1 straight up, 8-5 against the spread. Not bad for Charlotte though. 4-8 straight up, but they are 3-3 against the spread at home so far this season. I know they played last night, but Oklahoma City's got to think that they can walk through this. I mean, how many games can they actually sit here and rock the other team? I know I lost with the Hornets yesterday. I kind of want to take them here, though, right now in this game. It's going to be hard, but I'm probably going to do it. Getting 14.5 here. I know the Thunder can practically Name the score. I do understand that. And Charlotte is not covering anything here right now. Neither is Oklahoma City there necessarily in their series against Charlotte, although Oklahoma City has covered 7 of their last 8. Oklahoma City is just 2-7 against the spread against Charlotte in their last 9 games. I think that shows, because Charlotte hasn't been any good, I think that shows they overlook the Hornets a little bit and think they can get it done. I'm going to take the Hornets in this one, plus 14.5 points. They're on the back-to-back. Oklahoma City is well rested here. They last played on the 12th when they mashed the Lakers. All right. Charlotte just played that overtime game last night, no doubt about it. It was 147-134, and Milwaukee got the money. Yep, and Oklahoma City's going to cook them, says Greg. So I get it, you guys, but again, like I said, they're 2-7 against the Hornets here. So, okay. Well, the Raptors are going to be on the road taking on those Pacers. And, man, for the Pacers, the losing just keeps on coming right now with no end in sight. They're coming off of they're on a big, long losing streak here right now, coming off a loss at Phoenix. They were on a road trip. They went 0-4 straight up and against the spread. Meanwhile, for Toronto here, they come in off of wins over Brooklyn and Cleveland. Indy is 3-2 against the spread at home. Toronto 2-3 against the spread as a favorite here. Indiana, of course, is 1-11 right now. Their only win came at home. Toronto comes in here 7-5 in this one. Indy's gone under in 9 of 12 this season. They've also gone under in 8 of their last 10, but 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Toronto's actually gone under in 5 of their last 7 as well, but I'm going over in this game between Toronto and Indiana. This one will be mostly a little bit on the eye test because the trends definitely kind of say under here, but I'm going to go over with Toronto and Indiana on Saturday night. Raptors getting healthy here, says Uncle Papa Banny. I just like saying that. And let's see here also, Raps minus 7.5 now already. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see the 7.5s coming up there for sure. Yep. Lay the points with the Raptors here, says Mr. Weskers. And Indiana still has plenty of injuries here. There's no doubt about it. All right, we got a couple of more. We got to keep it moving here. Look at this. The Lakers are taking on the Bucks. Lakers are minus 1.5 here against Milwaukee. And the total here, 232.5. Lakers have been just terrific, but they did play last night against New Orleans in the NBA Cup and won, but still Milwaukee also played last night. And you guys said it, they played overtime, and they're at home here. Lakers come in 6-2 against the spread on the road. They're favored here by 1.5 right now. Milwaukee is 5-2 against the spread at home and straight up. These two teams have combined to go 17-9 to the over this season. Milwaukee is 6-1 to the over at home so far this season. I'm going to go with the over in this one with the Lakers and Milwaukee here. I've got another over here on Saturday night between Milwaukee and the Lakers. The Lakers have gone under, like I said, in 9 of their 13 this year. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two have gone over, and Milwaukee's going over at home quite a bit here right now. Teams last met, they met twice last season within a 1 week span. And the game at Milwaukee was a 126 to 106 win for Milwaukee, and they were laying 6 points in that one as well. The total on that night was 226.5. All right, let's see here. Lake Show has a point to prove. Mr. Wesker says Giannis, and Timmy on the Bucks money line. One more here on Saturday. It's between the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. And you've got the Timberwolves here favored by 1.5. Total 234.5 in this one. For Denver here, they've won 6 straight, covered 5 in a row. Minnesota's won 6 of their last 7. They're 5-2 against the spread. You got 2 hot teams here right now. Minnesota 8-4 overall. Denver is 9-2 coming into this one. They're only an underdog here. Are they still an underdog? They are by 1. If they go off as a dog, that'll be just the second time this this season. Minnesota is 8-2 straight up as a favorite. Denver did lose their only game as an underdog here right now, but not only is Denver winning, they're covering practically every game. Minnesota in their 4-game winning streak, they did fail to cover by 0.5 point against Utah, but both teams come in pretty hot. Minnesota's actually gotten the best of Denver here of late. Denver did win the last meeting here earlier this season, 127 to 114 as a 6.5 point favorite. But Denver has lost 6 of the last 7 to Minnesota, and also 5 of the last 7 Minnesota has covered the spread between these two. So look, the Timberwolves are healthy. Jokic is actually on the injured list with a wrist injury and on the injury list, but he is questionable. Christian Brown is out. Cam Johnson is out. I've got the Timberwolves to win this one over Denver on Saturday night. All right, here, let's see. Timmy with a parlay there, Nuggets and Bucks. Uncle Papa says you got Jokic with a wrist injury here. And LeBron, right? Remember that, Mr. Weskers? I said that. Remember? LeBron's going to have a big decision tomorrow, a big press conference. And I said, if he comes out there and starts to advertise some liquor or some watches or something, I'm going to be pissed. And he was. Hate that. All right. Can Edwards get hot? That's going to do it for the NBA. We've got a huge hockey card here. I didn't even have time to put in the goalies here, so I'll try to recite the goalies at least to make sure we see. Plus, it's Saturday, so you might not know who's in goal right away, but we'll at least say who we've got right now. And let's get started. The Tampa Bay Lightning are taking on the Florida Panthers. Panthers favored here, $1.35. They come in 9-7-1. Tampa Bay is 8-6-2. The total here 620. Florida's won a couple games in a row here over Washington and over VGK. The Panthers expect to have maybe Bobrovsky in there, 8-4, with a 2.68 goals against Vasilevsky, 5-5-2 with a 2.92 goals against. Tampa Bay's 1-3 to the under as an underdog so far this season. I'm probably going to move here on the total in this one. You got Tampa Bay here right now. I mean, they're certainly doing a nice job after a little bit of a rough start. They've actually improved here to 4-2-2 on the road so far. Florida, meanwhile, 6-1-1 at home so far this season. So they've looked really strong here. I'm going to go under, though, in this one with Tampa Bay and Florida at 6 under 20. Give me the Panthers and Lightning game to go under here on Night Moves. All right, and let's see here. Panthers are the champs, says, don't forget. And Greg says, can you give us the over-under in hockey? I will in some of them, Greg. You know how I do it. Some of them would go with the total, some with the side. And Timmy Chu says, yeah, you know what? Florida could don't wait when they get their players back, right? Timothy's on the Panthers as well. All right, the Ducks are at the Wild here in this one. And you got the Wild here $1.25 at home, 6.5 over at -120. The Ducks have cooled down here. They've lost a couple in a row to Colorado and Detroit on the road. This is our third straight road game on this trip. Minnesota, meanwhile, comes in off of a home loss. Remember in that game to San Jose. Anaheim comes in here 11-5-1. Minnesota just 7-7-4 right now, but at least they're at home here. Maybe that'll give them a chance. They are 4-3-3 at home so far this season, but Anaheim 6-4-1 on the road. They're up almost 6 3/4 units so far this season. Minnesota has a long dominated this series for sure. It's been a long time since Anaheim's actually been able to come through against Minnesota, but gotta like the way Anaheim's playing here right now. I do, and I'm going to take them here in this one. They've lost 5 straight to Minnesota. I understand that, and they've also lost 9 of the last 10 here at Minnesota, but I'm going to take them in this one at plus $1.05. I'm taking Anaheim on the road over Minnesota here on Saturday. Expecting Luke Dostal in goal for Anaheim and Gustafsson possibly here for the Wild. So give me Anaheim. I'm going to take Anaheim on the road in this one. All right. And maybe Ducks here for Timmy, but Mr. Weskers is on the Wild. All right. Next up, you've got the Rangers here taking on the Blue Jackets. Rangers 9-7-2. All right, next up, you got the Rangers here at the Blue Jackets. Both teams have won 2 in a row. Rangers are 9-7-2. Blue Jackets are 9-7-1. We know the Rangers are the best road team by far, record-wise in the NHL this season. The Rangers come in here 8-1 on the road so far. They actually lost one in there. Rangers are up 5.5 units at home. They're down 6.5 units at home. For Columbus here, they're 6-3-1 in their last 10 games overall right now. They've been pretty good as Columbus at home, 4-3. They're plus money so far. Yeah, they're down there in the standings, but they haven't been terrible so far this season. And I'm going to look to take them here actually at home at minus $1.05 or so over the Rangers today. Yeah, the Rangers have been dynamite on the road, but I'm going to cross them up here. I'm going to take Columbus in this one. Rangers have owned the series, no doubt about it, but Columbus did win. Let's see here, a meeting back last season at New York, 7-3. But for me right here, I'm going to end up on Columbus at home. They've won 4 of their last 5 at home. Can't tell you, anything negative about the Rangers on the road. They've totally been getting it done. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under. 7 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams here in Columbus have gone under. Oh, I'm sorry. Rangers have won 7 last 10 meetings here in Columbus, but I'm going to take Columbus here in this one at home. I'm taking Columbus over the Rangers today. All right, Kenny Mo says, I take the Ducks just every game. Timothy's with me. He's on the Blue Jackets. And Timmy says Rangers are flying high. Got to take the over in this one. Bruins and Canadians right now here with the Bruins on the road in this one. They're taking on Montreal. And you got Montreal coming in here 10-5-2. The Bruins are 11-8 and looking pretty good right now. They did lose last time out to stop that winning streak as they lost to Ottawa. But man, they had been hot before that. They've won 8 of their last 10 coming in. Still just 3-5 on the road overall. Montreal, meanwhile, though, starting to struggle here a little bit with a couple of losses in a row. They're coming back down to earth maybe here a little bit in this one, but Montreal has lost 15 of the last 17 games to Boston overall. Montreal's gone over in 5 straight at home. These two teams are combined 24-12 to the over so far this season. Montreal's 7-2 to the over at home. Boston's 8-2 to the over in the last 10. But like I said, it's been a pure dominance here for Boston in this series, and I got to take them here on the road, plus $1.30 in this one against Montreal. Montreal's gone over in 9 straight games right now. They're almost the Toronto Maple Leafs in that category. So give me though the Bruins here on the road at Montreal tonight. Devils and Capitals here. NHL action for Saturday. The Devils come in here 12-4-1, arguably the best team maybe in the league so far. Washington comes in here 8-1. Washington's actually favored here despite going just 3-6-1 in their last 10 games overall. Sure, New Jersey's been strong at home right now, but they've still won 5 of 9 on the road, coming in, doing a pretty good job in that retrospect. New Jersey's 5-1 to the over as an underdog so far this season. And also, they've gone over in 7 of their last 10 on the road, or let's see, 6 of their last 9 on the road so far. Washington's dropped 7 of 9 coming into this one. New Jersey's gone under in 4 of their last 6. Washington's gone under here. They're 4-4 right now to the over-under at home. I want to go under actually in this one with Markstrom expected in goal here against Thompson. I know Markstrom 3.67 goals against, but still a 5-2 record. And Thompson, of course, now up to a 1.85 goals against, but I've got to go here with the under in this one with New Jersey and Washington on Saturday. See what you guys have here in this one. Let's see. Mr. Weskers is on the Devils. Toronto Maple Leafs and Chicago Blackhawks. You got the Maple Leafs coming in here 8-2. The Blackhawks are 8-5-4 coming in. Toronto's lost 4 straight right now coming into this one. Meanwhile, Chicago's won 3 of their last 4, although they did lose last time out to New Jersey at home 4-3 to snap that 3-game winning streak. Meanwhile, Toronto lost twice to Boston. They lost to Carolina. They lost to LA. A couple of close games in there, but still Toronto on the road has not been that great so far this season. Toronto 1-4 on the road so far. Meanwhile, Chicago, they've been pretty swell. 3-2-2 at home, but they're plus 3 1/3 units so far this season, doing a pretty good job. Here are the Blackhawks so far. Blackhawks are 2-6 to the under at home. We know Toronto has been that over team right now. They're 16-2 to the over this season. It almost seems nonstop right now. I mean, I don't want to say you want to go blind because this one, my computer is screaming at me that this is the one, this is the under, and I just can't do it. I'm going to take the Chicago Blackhawks, though, to win at home here right now against Toronto. Toronto, like we said, a little bit of struggles at home here on the road so far. So I'm going to go ahead and go fade them here a little bit and take Chicago. Chicago here at home, they've gone Under in 5 of their last 7 doesn't matter. Toronto's gone over, we know, in 10 straight here right now. 9 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams have gone over, so maybe it will be another over. Look, it's only 6 over 15. Is it a typo on the screen or what? Did I type it in wrong? 6 over 15 here? No. DraftKings is 6.5 under 30. I'll take the Blackhawks in this one. All right. Hey, hello to Nanya in the chat. Nice to see you in there, Nanya. Thank you for doing that. All right. And yeah, I think in this game you got, let's see here. I was just see if we have the goalie situation here. Okay, with Wool against Knight in this one. So Wool here expected to get that start. So that is pretty big. Maybe that can stop some of the defensive woes here. If Wool can be his strong self. I mean, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt here. Making his debut this season here expected. Not confirmed yet, but Knight here 2.46 goals against. I'll take the Blackhawks. We've still got a long way to go on an NHL Saturday night with the Buffalo Sabres on the road. They come in 5-8-4. Detroit Red Wings minus $1.70 in this one. They're 10-7 coming in. Buffalo in a bad way right now, on a losing streak here, no doubt. Been rough here, dropped 5 in a row. Detroit's won 10 of their last 13 games at home coming in. Still, Detroit just 1-4 as a puck line favorite so far this season, but they are 10-7 against the puck line overall. Detroit 6-3 at home. Meanwhile, Buffalo is still winless at this point on the road, coming in here for the Sabres right now with a record here of 0-5-2 overall here for Buffalo. Coming in for Detroit, they are 6-3 at home so far this season. I'm going to take Detroit on the puck line here in this one. Give me the Red Wings minus 1.5 here on Saturday in this one. I'll take the Red Wings on the puck line, and let's see if I can get that price actually. That's minus 1.5 plus 150 for the Red Wings. Give it to me I'll take a puck line here. Okay, Timothy said Red Wings in regulation there, and maybe an under here for Timmy. Thank you, guys. Next up. Edmonton Oilers taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina $1.15 here, 6.5 under at minus 125 in this one. You got Edmonton coming here 8-7-4. Carolina, meanwhile, is 12-5 here so far this season, and they are the slight favorite here. They've been the hotter team. Carolina right now 6-2 at home so far this season. Been a strong home team for sure. Carolina with the record actually of 5-2. No, I got them at 6-2 here. I got them at 6-2 here right now at home. Edmonton 0-3 as a dog so far this season. They're also just 3-6-2 on the road so far this season for Edmonton. These two teams are combined 21-15 to the over. Carolina's gone over in 7 of their last 8 at home. Edmonton's gone over in all 3 games as an underdog this season. I'm going with the over in this one with Edmonton and Carolina. Carolina's 9-5 to the over as a favorite. Timmy's on the Oilers here. And hello to Andrew Andrew Wingfield. Hello to Andrew. Hope we got it right there, Andrew. Nice to see you. Hurricanes for Timothy here. The LA Kings are on the road taking on the Ottawa Senators here. Senators $1.15. Man, we've got some closely rated games here on Saturday. On a Saturday in November. Kings here come in looking strong still. No panic in them. 9-5-4, but Ottawa's 9-5-4 as well. It's the Kings that have won 3 straight games over Pittsburgh, Montreal, and Toronto. Kings are 8-1 on the road this season. Talk about the best road teams, man. The Kings, the Rangers so far, right? Kings here 8-1-2 overall. That 3-game winning streak. Ottawa is 6-2 and 6-2-2 at home so far this season. 6-1-3 in their last 10 overall. But Ottawa comes in off a win over Boston. They've won 3 of their last 4 games coming in to this one. So got another good one here with the Kings on the road, an underdog here against an Ottawa team that, well, what can you say? They're playing pretty well here right now. So for me here. This one's tough for me actually here with the Kings and Ottawa, especially you look at the trends between these two teams as well, kind of as a mix. So Kings have won 4 of their last 5 games over Ottawa, but Ottawa having won 5 of their last 6 at home. I'm going to take the Kings here in this one, minus $1.05. Give me the Kings over Ottawa. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over here. Ottawa's 12-6 to the over so far this season. They're also 8-5 to the over as a favorite. How about Perry? Was he the one that got that goal tonight, that deflection, or was he in front of the net there? Islanders for Andrew Wingfield. Can the Kings keep rolling here? And the Golden Knights are going to be on the road here, taking on the Blues. Knights have lost 4 in a row here all of a sudden, but they're still going to be favored on the road, $1.45, 5.5 over at minus $1.25. Knights here lost to Tampa Bay, Anaheim, Florida, and the Islanders coming into this one for St. Louis here. They're just 2-6 in their last 8 overall. They've lost 5 straight at home. When playing Vegas, still $1.45 out there. Vegas is 8-2 to the over in their last 10. They're 8-4 to the over as a favorite. St. Louis is 11-7 to the over this season, although they are 2-4 to the under as a dog. St. Louis still has gone over in 8 of their last 12 overall. I'm going to go over here in this one with Vegas and St. Louis here on Saturday. Give me the over. All right, the Philadelphia Flyers are on the road taking on the Stars. The Flyers come in here 9-5-3. Dallas, meanwhile, 11-4-3 on a 4-game winning streak here currently. Dallas with wins over Nashville, Seattle, Ottawa, and Montreal coming in. Meanwhile, Philadelphia snapped a 2-game slide with a win 6-5 over St. Louis last time out. Philly's 6-2-2 overall in their last 10, but Dallas is 7-1-2 in their last 10 games. This is a good one for sure with the Flyers coming in here. And, you know what? Stars are still a big favorite. I think that gives the Flyers a chance to maybe cover a puck line here in this one. I'm going to take them here plus 1.5 at minus $1.45. Understand, have to lay a little bit of a price here. Don't want to do that too often on the show, but I am here in this one with Philadelphia. They have lost 8 straight at Dallas here right now, but a lot of these 1-goal games, I can't seem to stop playing them right now. 13 of the last 18 between these two teams have gone under. Philly's gone under in 6 of their last 9, but Dallas has gone over in 5 of their last 7 coming in. All right, let's see here. Johnston's on fire. Stars are going to roll, going to Dallas after that. Mr. Wesker's on Dallas. A lot of Dallas support. The Winnipeg Jets are on the road here in this one. They're taking on the Flames with Winnipeg here coming in with a record of 10-7 right now. Calgary just 5-12-2. Winnipeg hasn't been playing that well here of late. They've actually dropped a few games. They did beat Vancouver, then lost to Seattle on the road last time out. This has been a long road trip for the Jets. They got to be getting a little bit winded. Maybe even Calgary can take advantage here. Calgary's coming in here off of a 2-game a 2-0 win over San Jose to snap a 3-game losing streak coming in here, but still it's been a rough time. They're 3-13 straight up as an underdog. These Calgary Flames are 8-2 to the over in their last 10. They're also 10-6 to the over as a dog, but I got to take Winnipeg here right now. They've had some trouble on this road trip for sure, and it's got to be tiresome here right now. It's been a long road trip right now for these two, but I'm going to go ahead and take Winnipeg here on the road against Calgary. Yeah, they've lost 4 of the last 6 in here, but Calgary is in a bad way here at this time with just a 5-12-2 record so far. Winnipeg has won 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. So I'm going to take Winnipeg here in this one. All right. And Timmy Tusha says got to take the Jets on the money line with Stinky to score. Timmy's got the Jets here. And we got one more on the ice. Yeah, we got one more on the ice here on Saturday night with the Sharks taking on the Kraken. The Sharks are 8-7-3. The Kraken's 8-4-5. Coming in, pretty good matchup for sure. Sharks have they had their winning streak snapped after last game. They lost to Calgary on the road to stop that hot streak. Meanwhile, Seattle comes in off of a home win over Winnipeg. Seattle's 5-1 at home so far this season. Seattle is currently sitting in third place. They're actually 5-1-3 at home overall this season. San Jose, meanwhile, they're in 5th place in the Pacific Division, 4-4 on the road, but they've won almost 4.5 units for their backers. Seattle, not so much. Seattle is 3-6 to the under at home so far this season, and Calgary's gone under in 5 of their last 6 overall. I'm going to take the under here with San Jose and Seattle at 5.5. Give me the under in this one. That's it for hockey. Great job, guys. Thank you very much. We've got a couple of basketball games we're going to look at here. College basketball for Saturday. Man, we got a lot of sports here, don't we? UFC also on Saturday. And we'll cover these briefly. Clemson is on the road here, taking on Georgetown. With Georgetown coming in 3-0. Clemson's coming in 3-0 as well. For Clemson, wins over New Hampshire, Gardner-Webb, and Moorhead. They're 2-1 against the spread. Georgetown, meanwhile, comes in here 3-0, but just 1-2 against the spread. They failed to cover big numbers against Morgan State and Binghamton, but they did win against Maryland as a 4-point dog. So maybe this one is in the range for Georgetown here against Clemson in this one, but still, nonetheless, you got Clemson. Let me see, are they still the 1-point slight favorite here on the road? Yep, 1-143.5 in this one. Clemson's 1-2 to the over so far. Now Georgetown is 2-1 to the over, but their one game is an underdog. They did go under, so I'm going to go under here in this one with Clemson and Georgetown. Give me the under 143.5 in this one. All right, Clemson maybe here. Next up, Marshall and Virginia. Both of these teams are 3-0, but Virginia is a 20.5 point favorite. Virginia comes in 3-0, 2-1 against the spread. They didn't cover against Elon. 96-89 is a 9.5 point favorite, but they did cover two before that. That's Marshall. I'm sorry, Marshall did not cover against Elon. They did cover against Massachusetts and Toledo. Meanwhile, for Virginia here, they're 2-1 against the spread. Also, they didn't cover against North Carolina Central in a 19-point win, but they covered against Hampton. They covered against Rider. So this might be their toughest test yet so far. Both teams are kind of trending under here. Of course, Virginia is. They're 0-3 to the under so far. A go figure, right? Meanwhile, Marshall is 1-2 to the under so far this season. So here in this one, with Virginia favored by 20.5, and the total 154.5 in this one, I got to take the under again. Come on, 154.5 in a Virginia game again. Give me the under, please, with these two. I guess eventually they'll go over, especially if favored by 20, but I got to go under. Virginia doesn't know any other way. Butler is taking on SMU in this one. Another pretty decent matchup with these two here, with SMU favored by, it's 7.5 here almost now, 169. Two 3-0 teams meet here. Butler comes in 3-0, wins and covers over Southern Indiana, IU Indianapolis. They beat them by 32, 112-80, and they beat Chicago State. So pretty weak schedule so far for Butler, but they've covered them all. Meanwhile, SMU 3-0 straight up, but 1-2 against the spread. They failed to cover against Tarleton as a 21.5 point favorite. Only beat Texas A&M Corpus Christi by 11 points as a 23-point favorite, and they beat Murray by 11 as a 10.5 point favorite for their only cover by 0.5 point. I got to take Butler. I got to take SMU in this one, gang. Give me the Mustangs here. Yeah, they're 1-2 against the spread, but I'm going to trust them to get it done and maybe get a double-digit win here over Butler here. SMU 2-1 to the over, Butler 1-2 to the under, but I'm going to take SMU in this one. Jimmy took Butler, though. And I've got a couple more here for you. More undefeated teams here in this one, with Bowling Green taking on Davidson. With this matchup, you got Davidson here favored by 5, and the total 145.5. Here, like I said, you got two teams coming in more unbeatens here. Maybe we got a theme going on with these games, huh? All right. This one may have dipped here to 4.5 so far. Bowling Green comes in 3-0, but 2-0 against the spread. I've got them 3-0 against the spread. Wins over Texas State, a win over Lemoyne as well for Bowling Green. For Davidson here, they're 3-0 or 2-0 here with the wins over Washington State and Charlotte. They also had one non-Division I victory here coming in. So both teams with some covers here so far. Bowling Green's 0-2 to the under so far this season. Davidson did go over in their only home game. These two teams met last year. Bowling Green won this, Davidson won 91-85 at Bowling Green last year, and I'm taking Davidson here in this one actually to win and cover against Bowling Green. Give me Davidson over Bowling Green. The BYU Cougars are going to go on the road here, taking on the Connecticut Huskies. And yeah, Connecticut's going to be favored here, but just by 5 right now. This one's actually being played at TD Gardens here, with Connecticut favored by 5, 154.5. So this one they're going to play in the big arena, the pro arena here, but shouldn't matter. Connecticut knows they've played in plenty of venues such as this. Uh, Both teams come in here 3-0 right now, but BYU's just 1-2 against the spread. Connecticut's just 1-2 against the spread so far. BYU coming in off of a win, but no cover against Delaware, laying 36 points. Meanwhile, Connecticut, they've laid 42, 36, and 33 points. No wonder they're 1-2 against the spread here so far this season. I got to go with BYU here in this one. I'm going to take the Cougars +5 over Connecticut. All right, Jimmy likes Dayton. The line hasn't moved. He's got the Huskies game to go over, and I got a couple more here, and then the show will be over. Thank you, everybody. I'm just going to keep on rolling with undefeated teams here as the theme. Here's Nevada 3-0, Santa Clara 3-0 coming in this one. You got Santa Clara favored here by 6.5. The total 148.5. Nevada comes in here 3-0, but 1-2 against the spread. Santa Clara, meanwhile, is 3-0, but 2-0 against the spread so far. They played one non-Division I team as part of their season here so far. So, yeah, I got Santa Clara, I understand, 6.5 here. They're 0-1 to the under at home so far this season. Meanwhile, Nevada's gone over in 2 of their last 3. Teams did meet last year. It was 85-59 as the Wolfpack clobbered them in this game. And I think they're going to be able to hang here in this one too. I'm going to take Nevada on the road plus 6.5 at Santa Clara here on Saturday. It's got to be Santa Clara, though, says Timmy. Okay, one more and then the show's over. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, but I'll take a quick look here at New Mexico taking on New Mexico State in this one. Yeah, these two are undefeated, but they've had kind of weak schedules. But still, New Mexico comes in 3-0 right now, but 1-2 against the spread. They failed to cover against East Texas A&M and Riverside, although they did cover against Arlington. Meanwhile, for New Mexico State, they've had a pretty weak schedule so far, and really just one of the last teams kind of get their season on track here a little bit right now for the Aggies. And New Mexico is favored here by 4 points on the road. Total here 139.5 here between these two. New Mexico is 1-2 to the under so far this season. And for me in this one, I think you got to. This is one where I would tend to look more at like the season history a little bit between these two clubs. And coming in, New Mexico has covered 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over here, but New Mexico's been, like I said, a 1-2 to the under so far this season. I've got New Mexico here on the road to get it done, and I'm going to take the Lobos over the Aggies here. Give me New Mexico on the road. All right. Thanks, everybody. That's going to do it for Night Moves. Really appreciate you guys joining me here. Hope we didn't go too fast, but with all those games and, man, you guys hung out with me here for 75 minutes. We got through a ton of games. Hopefully have some great predictions for you. But don't forget, you can join us over at Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off all premium pick packages, including mine. Here on Saturday, I'm going to have action in the UFC. I'm also going to have action in college basketball as well. So join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Check out all of our handicappers over at Tony's Picks. Look who was hot there on Friday. Justin up there, 3-1 on Friday. You could go to the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice, and then get signed up. You can always go to the upcoming tab and see all the latest games in chronological order. And check them out that way and get ready for the action here on Saturday. Check us out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off all premium pick packages. All right. That's going to do it here from Night Moves. I'll be back tomorrow with NFL football and more. Pro basketball, NHL, college basketball as well. But, we're going to get ready for a big Sunday here on the action here. Great NFL Sunday. Make sure you join me back here for Night Moves. All right. That's going to do it for Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Night Moves.